Hi, my name is Pascal, and my artist name is Live, spelled L1V3. I'm a techno producer and live performer, and I'm in pursuit of the perfect live hardware setup. Yeah, I know, it's a lost cause. In my endeavor, I had the idea to create this box I called the Live Box, a very special and highly programmable MIDI router. This MIDI box is a love letter to the MIDI protocol we all cherish. It has the very ambitious goal to substantially expand the functionalities of every controllers and synths that are MIDI compatible. This apparently so simple little box, and yet so powerful, offers 5 TRS MIDI jack inputs, type A and B compatible, and USB host, adding 5 virtual inputs for a total of 10. Every MIDI messages coming through can be intercepted by the brain of the box, can be memorized, computed, forwarded, merged, rerouted, or even completely transformed to multiple other types of messages that will be sent to any of the 5 TRS MIDI jack outputs or to 5 USB devices connected through USB host. At the front, you have a SD card slot to save your presets and a button to switch between them. You can also distinctively see the MIDI messages transiting from the inputs to the outputs thanks to frontal LEDs displaying the MIDI activity of your setup. In other words, a staggering 10-inch, 10-out MIDI box with a very little form factor, offering you literally full control over all the MIDI messages going through your entire setup. Thanks to this little thing, instead of configuring your setup as a chain, you can now preferably use a hub and spoke configuration. Having the Live Box being central, any of your controllers can now work together, controlling very precisely a set of multiple machines all together. So, how do we set up and manage the whole thing? Well, one of the strengths of this, let's say, MIDI router is its editing software. Let me show you. So, if you want to configure your Live Box, you have to open a web browser, and you can access the web editor from the internet or locally, and you have to check that your Live Box is well connected to your computer through USB. And by the way, the web editor I'm going to show you was made possible because of the WebMIDI API, and so a big shout out to the men and women who implemented it, because without you guys, this web editor wouldn't be possible. So let me show you. So here at the left, you've got a representation of the box with the MIDI inputs at the top and the MIDI outputs at the bottom. I've got right now a controller connected to the input number 4 of my box, and so if I move something there, you can definitely see that the message is coming through and are by default forwarded to all the outputs. So the box is acting as a splitter by default. If you want to change the basic routing of each input, you simply double click on it, and from there you can block messages by type and define what would be the outputs used by default. So here only 1 and 2, and for example here only 2 and 3. You can also see at the right a log of every event coming in, coming out. It will help you check that everything is fine and that your routing is well functioning. But the magic comes next. You can enrich your routing by drag and dropping some rules directly on the path of your MIDI messages. So here I just dropped a rule named reverse CC, and as its name suggests, it will take any control change incoming and will reverse its value. If I want to check this rule, I double click on it, and now I have a graphic representation of what's going on. By default, each rule you are drag and dropping will be triggered by any type of message coming through. You can of course restrict the type of messages by writing here a condition using the Lua coding language. And I can hear you from here. Most of you will tell me, hey Pascal, that's great, but I'm not a coder. So let me show you what I did for you guys. So you simply have to click on the Learn button, define the type of data you want the rules to be triggered with, and move something on your controller. So here, every control change using the 11 value on the MIDI channel number 9 will trigger this rule. If I don't need the channel, I simply click on Learn again and move something. So the code is written over there. cherry on the MIDI cake, every rule you are drag and dropping are open source. So you can read the code, learn from it, update it. For example, here, I'm going to send the new value to the output number 5, and it works. You don't need to synchronize with the box. You don't need to send sysx data. It works instantly. Let me show you a more complex example I'm using to manage the tracks volume of my Octatrack. So using this very basic controller, like many of them having one button, one function, I can basically manage the volume of my track. And when I want to prepare my break, I can arm several tracks that will be taken in account by my crossfader when I move it. So now with one crossfader, I can change the volume of multiple tracks at the same time. Now that my crossfader is on the right position, I can arm new tracks, silently prepare the volume of new tracks, unarm another track, for example, and now to launch my drop, when I move back the crossfader, it will take in account all the changes I made live. So, isn't it super dope? Allow me to finish by adding some precisions. The box is of course standalone, you don't need a computer to use it. A computer is required only to edit your config. Now, I'm sure you can better envision what the possibilities are, but let me give you some use cases you would be able to achieve now. You can send multiple messages with one move of a knob, I just demonstrated it. But you are also able to change the curve response of a volume fader using math. You now can use some keys of your keyboard as a remote control to send program changes to multiple machines. You can create a note scaler that can assist you playing your keyboard, automatically adapting the root note of a sequence generated by an external sequencer. As another example, I was able to give basic MP capabilities to standard controllers. You can now combine multiple actions from several controllers at the same time, all of them acting like one controlling a common machine. I mean, the possibilities are endless and are limited only by your imagination. I use this box at all my gigs, updating it, improving it, making it better and more reliable at each iteration. I added, for example, the possibility to manage external LED strip or professional lights through a DMX connection to help artists synchronize their music with their light show. This little box is very powerful and useful for live performances, but it is also a game changer for your studio. Its form factor allows it to be racked, strong magnets helps you place it anywhere you want, 4 of them can be stacked and serialized together, creating a beast of a MIDI control station of 40 inputs and 40 outputs in only one unit. Presented as an early prototype at Superbooth 2023 and at the Sendfest France trade show in 2024 to get as many feedbacks as possible, this box is aimed to be in your studio or setup next year. Thank you so much for your attention, hoping to meet you soon, talking extensively about the true power of MIDI. Peace.